Makes me wanna be there to tuck you in tight.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Melanie Dekker is just back from performing with comedian Russell Peters on the HMCS Winnipeg in beautiful Hawaii for our Canadian
Yes,
Navy.
I happened to be there to catch the concert, Michael.
I know.
It was quite fantastic. Where were you?
Here. Stuck
It was
with my
purely by
children.
accident, by the way, that I happened to be there. And today, Melanie is leaving for a 30-city European tour. And right now, she is going to play a tune off this album right here called Fall In, Wounded Soldier.
You say you can't sleep at night. It makes me wanna be there to tuck you in tight. Make light of something not so light, 'cause you're too mad to care and too tired to fight. Behind your eyes lies a dark blue goodbye. Holding it in wilts you inside. Uncoat your armor and tear down the walls. You're just another wounded soldier trying not to fall. Another wounded soldier trying not to fall. Falling into my arms, falling. I know where you've been. Then you see love lives inside the enemy. Do you see more of who you thought you could be? Share your Purple Heart stories with me. Falling in love is the greatest act of bravery. Behind your eyes lies a dark blue goodbye. Holding it in wilts you inside. Uncoat your armor, tear down the walls. You're just another wounded soldier trying not to fall. Another wounded soldier trying not to fall. Falling into these arms, falling. I'll help you up again. So you fall with all your might. So you fall in love with all your might. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Still to come, Chef Lee Humphries presents The Art of Butchery. Plus, the Canadian band who influenced Metallica, Slash, and Motorhead. It's the story of Anvil.
Why it was such a huge turn on for us kids. It was like something we'd never seen before.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Urban Rush. Fiona was in a little place called Hawaii during her summer break, and she came back and she had this grand story, which frankly I thought was a lie for a long time.
So I have to bring our next guest here to
Russell
prove
Peters
it.
and Melanie Dekker, and we were on a ship, and
It's one of those stories that, you know, it does sound like a lie. But Melanie Dekker, you've just heard her perform a great song, a tribute to the soldiers. And I did hear it in Hawaii on the HMCS Winnipeg when Melanie and her pal Vicky were opening for comedian Russell Peters. How are you, Melanie?
I can second her story.
I really thought it was a bit of a lie. I did.
I bumped into you in the hotel lobby the moment I pretty much landed in Hawaii, and you said you were performing for the troops. Maybe you can take it from there and tell us how you managed to get this gig.
I think that story would be really long, but I'm a supporter. I'm a troop supporter.
Yeah.
And my CD was released on an American ship. And that was 3 years ago. And I originally wrote a song on that CD for soldiers and their families.
And that's the song we just heard.
Song.
Yeah, and that percentage of the CD goes to help the families. And it kind of snowballed a little bit from there. And then I got asked to sing for the Canadian Navy.
So, of course, our Canadian servicemen are in various parts of the world, and yet somehow you managed to end up in Hawaii.
Good job. Don't we all end up in Hawaii eventually?
Help down there. There's Afghanistan's on the table. There's all these things. But it must have been interesting. Did you know Russell Peters, like, this whole involvement for these guys?
No, not at all.
How big was the audience? Like, when you do these things, how many, is it just the whole ship?
250 soldiers,
yeah,
I think?
the whole deck was full. It was full.
And these guys were just back from the HMCS Winnipeg. They had been all over the place for 6.5 months, but I wanted to include the part of the story about the pirates because these are the Canadian soldiers that actually captured the pilots off the coast of Somalia.
Yeah, captured pirates.
Pirate catchers, Mike.
Yeah.
Are you
What
telling us
are
now?
you doing? It's like you two are yelling at me right now. You're doing it in very calm voices, but you're like, yeah, pirates.
Yeah.
Hey, just to top the story
Okay, well,
a little
let's
bit.
look at the pictures here. We have a picture of the ship that you were on, and
you were on,
and I was there as well.
And Russell Peters was on.
But this
And
was
you weren't there.
inside Pearl Harbor, and I don't know how you felt, Melanie, but it was pretty awe-inspiring because we had to go through quite a few security checkpoints to get where we were. We're actually where the military is in Pearl Harbor, not in the tourist area. What was it like for you?
Yeah, I felt, you know, we kept pulling out the ID and pulling out the ID and pulling out the ID, and then I think by the time we got to the ship, it's a huge sense of pride, like,
right, we
I'm
made
allowed,
it. Yeah.
and they let us through, and her too.
Well, and the guys must appreciate it too. I mean,
No, it was
the
good.
effort that you go through to get there and then perform for them and everything. I mean, talk about receptive audiences, right?
It was the best. I mean, it really was one of the funnest performances, and you know, what do you expect? Well, I don't know, you just go do your thing.
Yeah.
And I performed with my favorite singer, Vicky Showhall, and I mean, we had fun.
Did you know that the fellas were handing you 80 proof vodka or rum that you were drinking on the stage?
They
or did
told
you?
me those were Slurpees.
This is just making me angrier and angrier as we go along. And you're just about to leave on another tour as well.
Oh yeah,
and
monster tour.
A monster tour. This is a tour of Europe. Where are you going this time?
Yeah, no Navy involved in this one, but I hope to do more stuff like that.
Yeah.
This time I'm hitting Germany first, the east side, so Dresden and then up through Denmark, Sweden, a little further up to Norway, and then I'm going to get too cold, so I'm going to whip down to the Czech Republic for a week, and then the UK. So I mean, my tours keep growing, so I'm loving it.
Well,
That's amazing.
I know I've talked to you before about how much you enjoy traveling too, and obviously you're living your dream with your career, but to get to combine those two things, it's got to be pretty trippy sometimes, you know, being in a different city and getting to experience little bits here and there as you go.
It's the best. And you do have time. You have a couple hours every day to go, wow, I'm in another city, I'm in another city. And
I'm going to go wander, see how it goes.
Awesome.
You're in the studio right now, or are you finished studio stuff?
Actually, I've just started a new album. So I'm recording at the Factory, which is a local
very cool.
Vancouver place. Oh, it's just beautiful in there.
Are you finishing before you leave this afternoon, or are you going to pick up the recording when you come
Her
back home?
flight's in 3 hours. We can't let her go.
It's not done. more around Christmas time to get it done.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Melanie, and thanks for inviting me to Pearl Harbor. Maybe Mike next time.
Maybe.
I don't think the guys on the HMCS Winnipeg would be quite as happy to see me stroll through there.
Maybe next time, sailor.
Me or Forbes, the boy, everybody can have their vote, and we'll see how that comes down.
Have a great trip, Melanie. You can find out more about Melanie Dekker on her website if you want to find out more info. And the Irish Heather, of course, is located right here in Gastown, close to our studios, and they have a very interesting series of dinners they're doing called the Long Table Series. And we are going to be Roasting a pig. Well, it's already roasted.
No,
Is he roasted?
What we're going to learn today is...
He's not, right?
What we're going to learn today is how a pig makes it from the field onto your table. And we have visuals.
I'm going on a flight. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Melanie is
I might go
out.
with you. We'll be right back after this.